Peace, what up family? This here is my observer's piece of the I Collection, Where Imagination is God, Consciously Create series. This piece here it means a lot to me, man. Like, it may seem simple, I created it in like less than 30 minutes, very simple painting. At the same time, it possesses a lot of meaning, a lot of symbolism. This painting here, and the message behind it really is what sparked Consciously Create. It's really what sparked, getting those creative juices flowing. Because on a simple level, observers represents being observant, of your actions, of your doings, of your thoughts, of your feelings and emotions. You notice your thoughts, your feelings, and emotions are not who you are. They're just expressions of your being, appearances of that truth, appearances of your true spirit. When we attach to them, that's when we stagnate our being. That's when we kill ourselves, basically. So observers, it's all about regaining that awareness of that God within, of that witnesser within you, watching and observing and knowing and all things. When they tell you follow your gut instinct, when they tell you to follow your intuition, trust your heart, that's that observer talking to you. You need to listen, because it knows what's right. It knows what's real, So this is what observers on a simple level is about being yourself, being observant of who you are so that you can, create and do great things in this earth. Now, let's flip the script now on a deeper level now. Physicists basically, conducted this groundbreaking experiment called the double-slit theory. And in conclusion, basically, we are the creators, we are the observers of this reality. This experiment kind of showed the nature of reality. Basically, atoms, if we all can agree that they are the basic building block of all matter. Atoms can behave like a wave or a particle. Waves being infinite potential. So you look at waves on the sea, they're chaotic. You can't contain them. They're going everywhere. They're happening in multiple rates. Or particles, which are just fixed, stagnant, one location, one locality, substances. That's how waves can act. And when there is no conscious observer or paying attention or focusing on these atoms, they're infinite. The potential of them is pure potential. You can't contain it. Only when there's a conscious observer, when there's attention being given to the atom, when there's focus being put upon it, is when the atom becomes a particle, like a solid object, physical matter. Pretty interesting, So what does that mean? We don't know the true nature of atoms, basically. We don't know the infinite potential of these atoms. Why? Because we're constantly changing. So here's the experiment right here in the next clip. Hope you enjoy. In this experiment, physicists first started off with physical matter, physical objects, like marbles or sand. In this demonstration, I'm going to use sand. And as I draw my sand pouring into the two slits, draw two slits here. These slits are holes, so as the sand pours into these two slits, quite naturally, it should form sand-like slits, two slits at the bottom platform, like the shape of an 11. Physical matter is very predictable, physical particles. They're not too mysterious like waves or, infinite potential. Good. Next we use waves or light. So something different happens here. As we draw our two slits, as the waves travel through both slits, they cancel each other out, meaning they start a completely new wave. And on the back wall, you will get something called an interference pattern, mini slit-like patterns. Waves are pure potential, so as they travel through both slits, they recreate themselves basically and become pure potential on that wall, maximizing all the space on the wall, covering the whole wall. Fascinating. Next, they use atoms or electrons. They shot the electrons through both slits, a wave-like interference pattern. Next, they wanted to see, okay, let's shoot them one by one and close one slit up. So there'll be just one slit there. You know, the atom didn't perform, or the electron didn't perform too bizarre this time, you know, performing just a simple one slit on the background. Okay. Let's see, what happens if we uncover that one slit and shoot them one by one once again? What will happen? Interesting. One by one, these atoms performed a interference pattern. How? As if they knew that this was supposed to happen. They knew. Scientists wanted to observe and take a peek or record or measure what was going on. How did these atoms do this? So they shot the atoms one by one once again through these two slits while observing and recording. And these atoms are smart and brilliant. They perform like a particle. They knew they were being watched. It's like a mirror. In conclusion, we are the observers. We change the exact location. We change the speed of these atoms every time we look and observe. We don't know the exact location or the exact speed or the infinite potential of these atoms. Why? Because we change it with our own mind. Whatever you put water into it, it becomes. Whenever we think we create an atom, so we are the ones creating. We are the observers. This is the double slit experiment.